Yo, what's good everybody? Random video, random night. Figured I'd make this. It's about, I think, 9 p.m. right now. Not even ready for sleep. Why am I not ready for sleep? Probably because I haven't made $1 million yet and I can't stop fucking grinding. So I just got off of 2 mentorship classes with my students and now I'm just like, all right, let's go get a lift. And while I'm gonna hit this lift, I just kind of wanted to talk about life. So yeah, this is gonna be a random video in my gym and we're gonna just talk about trading and we're gonna talk about life. I'm gonna stay light today, grab some 50s, do some flat bench chest, but dude, this past week, guys, was my worst week I've had in a very long time, guys. Deadass, I only lost $300, but that's not the point. The point is that my psychology was off this week, my entries were off this week, and I feel like that I was just not the best trader that I could have been. This week was a little bit hard for me. Like I said, I didn't lose a lot of money, so that's not really the problem. The problem was the market conditions, for one, are ass and titties, so it's harder to trade, and for two, it's like, dude, my entries were just so off point. So what I've been trying to focus on is my entry model with trading, guys. And dude, as a trader, like, that does super fucking good on a daily basis, when you have like a setback week and not the best week, it can mess with you mentally for sure. And dude, I just started to realize that every week is not gonna be the best week, right? As an up and coming aspiring trader like me, like, dude, I've been doing really good. I hit 30K last month, one of my biggest months yet. And dude, I realized that after you have these really good, really confident months, it's not gonna be a fucking smooth ride to the top forever, right? You're gonna have those weeks that are gonna, like, they're gonna humble you, right? And those weeks are what builds the really strong, disciplined traders. Those setback weeks, the weeks where you go on a losing streak, or the week that you just have a really hard time with one thing, are the weeks that build the profitable fucking traders, right? Because I just look at it like, dude, I can't even be mad that I lost last week. Rewind 2 years ago, the Johnny that was losing and losing and losing, he never gave up, right? He went through all of those phases when he was losing, and that old Johnny figured out how to get to where I am right now. So just imagine, the Johnny that I'm at right now, if I just want to get to that crazy $1 million profitable trader in 3 years from now, I have to get through the problems that I'm going through right now. And the only way that I'm going to get to that spot is simply by getting over the problems that I'm currently having. It's like a road with roadblocks, right? You're on a smooth road, you have a roadblock. You got to figure your way to get around that. All right, you get on a smooth track again, you're going to have another stop. You're going to have another roadblock, a red light. And you just got to find your way to just get around that so you can consistently keep going forward without getting set back. But yeah, guys, this past week, like I was saying, not the best week for me. And I realized, man, like, I know a lot of unprofitable traders are like having a hard time, whether you can't really pass your funded account, you can't really figure out how to stay consistent, you feel like you just keep blowing all your accounts, and I get that. And I get that for sure. Like, as a trader, when you're beginning to start trading and you're blowing all your accounts, you're not finding a way to strictly like consistent profitability, dude, mentally it's hard, because in the moment when you're unprofitable, like, the only thing that you can think of is an outcome, right? As an unprofitable trader, you're consistently sitting there and just thinking like, I need to be profitable. How can I change my life? How can I get out of this job that I'm in? How can I get out of this college class? Like, dude, and I get it, you're dedicated. It's a good thing. But at the same time, a lot of the times you'll get stuck in your own head and you'll get stuck too much in the moment. You gotta remember that this is a longevity type of business, right? If you're losing and losing and losing, it's okay, right? Because get the mouse and scroll out, right? Scroll out, look at the bigger picture. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Ask yourself, you across the screen looking at this right now, in your bed probably, are you going to be profitable in 5 years? You gotta dead ass ask yourself that. Look yourself in the mirror, say, will you be profitable in 5 years? Fuck fuck yeah, you're gonna be profitable, right? So if you know you're going to be profitable in 5 years, why are you so in your head? Why, right? You know you're already gonna be profitable, you know you're gonna make money, you know everything's gonna turn out the right way. So instead of taking things so negative and downing yourself and just like thinking it's not gonna work out and having these limiting beliefs, instead of thinking negative on everything, start to zoom out, look at the bigger picture, and start thinking positive. Start to look forward to the future that you're gonna live. Realize that you know you're gonna be profitable, you know you're gonna make this shit work, so just keep going. Keep drilling in them good habits, keep drilling in action every day. Drill in the self-improvement and just keep being the best individual that you can be. And if you can do that every single day, there's not a shot that you are going to lose, bro. Not a shot. There's no way that you're going to lose if you just keep being positive, bro. The biggest thing that I see traders do is they lose or something goes on in their personal life and they have a negative outlook on it. They start looking at it in a negative way. They talk to themselves negatively, and they just don't go about things positively. And when you think negative, you're gonna act negative. When you act negative, you're gonna have a negative outcome, right? And you're gonna be living something and living in a place or doing something that you don't like because you acted on something negative, right? Like, dude, I fucking lost all last week. I'm acting super positive this weekend. I had a great weekend. I'm at the gym right now. I'm locked in, bro, and I'm ready to take over the week. Why am I in a positive mindset? Because I know that next week's gonna be better than the last week. And the week after this is gonna be better, and it's gonna be better. Doesn't matter how many roadblocks you hit, you always gotta think positive about things, because thinking negative and just being down on yourself, it only hurts you. You gotta realize, man, you gotta do this shit when everyone's not, you know what I mean? You gotta start looking at things and realize, like, yo, people are average for a reason, right? And people do things the same. Everybody does the same shit. They wake up late, they eat unhealthy, they're watching TV, they're partying, they're doing the vices, they're distracted. So I always would think to myself when I was younger, I was like, okay, if I want to live a super crazy, cool fucking life, I gotta do crazy shit. I gotta be above average. I gotta do different shit. And I gotta do the stuff that nobody's willing to do, right? I gotta be in the gym late as fuck while everyone's going to sleep. I gotta be up late night working. I gotta be up early. I gotta cook good foods. I gotta make sure I'm reading books so I'm very knowledgeable, right? I gotta do the exact opposite of what the average are doing, right? Because if I do the exact opposite of the average, maybe I can be above average, right? People are gonna call you crazy. People are gonna call you delusional and say you're doing it the wrong way. Realistically, man, there is no right and wrong. It's all about the life that you wanna live, right? So that's why I always tell people, if you wanna work a 9 to 5, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you wanna live a crazy ass life, you're gonna have to put some fucking work in, bro. So you gotta realize you gotta do the shit that other people are not willing to do. See, like, bro, I am not ripped at all. I'm trying to get all this, like, all muscle, right? I'm trying to get the shit's busting, baby. One exercise that I like to do for triceps is dead ass just cable, like, tricep pushdowns. Just straight up, like, with one arm, like this. Shit hits crazy. But yeah, guys, I started to realize, back to what I was saying, if you want to be above average, man, you're going to have to do crazy shit. And in the moment when you're doing the opposite of everybody, when you're going to the gym at fucking midnight, when you're staying up late, studying your business, working on your craft, self-improving every day, people are gonna look at you like, yo, like, what is he doing? Like, he should be partying right now, or why is he eating fucking steak and veggies every day? Like, why isn't he going to get ice cream with us, right? Your friends, people around you, and everybody is gonna, like, think you're doing something wrong, right? And realistically, it's not wrong, it's just different, right? And if you wanna be above average, you have to do the different shit, because you have to realize the average are the average for a reason, and they're obviously just doing what everyone else is doing. So please just start to be different. You'll feel better about yourself as well, because you realize, like, dude, you're living for yourself and you're not living for everybody else. I started to realize, like, my grandparents, my teachers, my friends, like everyone was like, yo, you should go to college, or you should do this, you should do that. And I realized, like, dude, I shouldn't do fucking anything that people tell me to do. I should do whatever the fuck I want, because that's what life's about, right? It's about just living for you and doing whatever you want to do. So most people just live life for their parents. And what I mean by that is, like, someone will be like, dog, I'm only going to college because my parents want me to. Like, why the fuck are you doing what they tell you to do forever and ever? You're your own human at the end of the day. If you don't want to do some shit, don't do it. You have to start living for yourself, bro. Like, you can't just do what your parents say forever and ever, right? Because when you're fucking 40 years old, living a life that you don't even want to live, you're gonna look back and be like, damn, shit, I did it for my parents. When you're 40 years old, bro, I don't think your parents are gonna give a fuck what you're doing, right? They're gonna be more happy if you have actually, like, went with something that you love to do. Most people just settle. And settling is the worst thing that you can do, because people just get so comfortable and are okay and they're average, or they do something like mediocre and they're like, all right, this is good enough, right? Like, this is chilling. But realistically, like, dude, there's not a cap to who you can be. Like, there's never like a cap to how much money you can make, to how fit you can be, how healthy you can be, how positive you can be, right? There's always more. But yeah, y'all boys, I hope you guys are enjoying this video. This is just a late night video of me fucking just yapping my late night thoughts of a 6-figure day trader, 20-year-old that is just doing his thing, bro. Simple as that. I'm out here, man. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to self-improve. I'm trying to help people out. And man, I'm just trying to stay positive, man, because that's what everything's about in life. If you can be well to people, respect people, be nice, and just have a kind soul in your life and do good for other people and do good for yourself, God will reward you. I promise He will reward you. You just have to kind of like believe that He will reward you. Once I started like believing in God and just believing in myself, I realized that everything is going to be okay. You know what I mean? Like, in the long run, like, okay, you might be having a hard time now. You might not be going through the best phase possible. Your girlfriend might have broken up with you. Your business isn't going well. You're failing in trading. School's not going well. You don't get paid enough. Fuck it, bro. You think that's going to last forever and ever and ever? No, because you're going to change, right? Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. Realize that. So, just got to bucket. I'm boxing flip-flops right now, bro. I'm slipping everywhere. All right, boys, I'm gonna get back to lifting. I love you all. I hope you learned something from this video. And this should be a sign to lock the fuck in, because like I said, nothing changes if nothing changes.